Really? 8 damage, down to 7. He does have Embercleave available. But then we should have lethal on return, no? Let's block the token. If we do see Embercleave hit. Good game. We just beat Mono Red that dropped 2 Bone Crusher Giants. You know what I mean? Annex and Embercleave, all with 0 rares and 0 mythics. So we may not win every match, but we have most certainly won this one. If you've been enjoying any content on the channel, I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. It's a great free way to support me along this journey. We've got everything from free-to-play budget beginner guides, just general Magic the Gathering Arena beginner guides talking about the principles and archetypes behind this amazing game, some of the top-ranked standard decks, the best historic decks, great original Brawl decks, and some tools and tips, and then we even have a little bit of limited, so no matter what you're into within Magic the Gathering Arena, we have you covered. Subscribe to the channel, join for your chance to win up to 500,000 gems. Make sure to check out our Discord and enjoy this video. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. We are playing more free-to-play rotation proof today, so this deck only includes cards that will stay within standard after the renewal season in September when Zendikar Rising hits and we lose, core set 20, War of the Spark, Ravnica, all of that is now gone into historic, which I really recommend you check out and play a little bit of. It's a lot of fun. So the standard pool card size is decreasing. We're gonna have a lot less cards in the pool. So the meta is going to shift and become a lot less powerful. I find that the power level is a little bit easier to handle, especially for free-to-play and beginners, because there's not so many cards that you don't have, right? And then as the sets are released and added to the pool until the next rotation hits, I think the power level just increases and increases and increases. So it's going to be a very friendly time if you're new to Magic the Gathering Arena. So buckle in, enjoy not only this, but my other rotation free-to-play decks. Now they all include 0 rares, 0 mythics, so go enjoy those. Today we're playing Mono Green. Now you could call this Mono Green Devotion if you wanted, because the keyword is in there a couple times. We're going to talk about the deck list in its entirety, breaking down each individual card. What do they all do? Then we're going to talk about the deck's strategies, the synergies, how do all of those individual cards come together to form a well-working and oiled archetype that's ready to crush your opponents in Magic the Gathering Arena Ranked. And then finally, we're looking at some gameplay footage, because it's not enough to know how our own deck operates. We need to know how it operates and interacts with all of the other decks within the environments, or the meta, if you want to call it that, right? So thanks for watching. If you find any value within the video, it would be great if you gave me a thumbs up just down below here and shared the channel out to one of your friends. It's a great free way to support me along this journey. Anywho, let's get into it. We start out with 4 copies of Chainweb Aracnir. This is a 1/2 with reach. When it enters the battlefield, deal damage equal to its power to target creature with flying and opponent controls. So that's actually a pretty nice effect, similar to Crawl Harpooner, which we're actually losing in standard. So this is a nice replacement for that. It has Escape for 5, plus exiling 4 other cards from our grave to bring it back from the graveyard. It escapes with 3 +1/+1 counters on it, so that's coming in as a 4/5. So a pretty powerful reach creature if you can get it to escape back onto the field. Ranger's Guile, pronounce my pronunciation here. Instant speed, target creature gets +1/+1 against hexproof until end of turn. We have 3 copies of Wildwood Scourge. Now this is a scaling card, so it can be cast for as low as 2, but as high as your mana scales, which is quite nice within the deck. It's a 0/0, and it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. So for as many as you cast X for, it will enter as 1 less. So that's quite nice. Because obviously if you cast it for 7, one of those 7 goes into the green mana cost, and then the other 6 will go into the X cost. So it would be a 6/6 if you cast it for 7. If you cast it for 4, a 3/3. You get my drift. And whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on another non-Hydra creature we control, we're going to put a +1/+1 counter on the Scourge at the same time. So that's actually a really cool secondary effect. Onto our 2 drops, we have Nessian Hornbeetle. Now this is a 2/2, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, if a you control a creature with power 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on Nessian Hornbeetle. Now, it can't be Nessian Hornbeetle itself. It has to be another creature. But nonetheless, just the ability to collect these +1/+1s is a reoccurring theme or synergy within the deck. Ram through instant speed. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. 2 copies of Titanic Growth, 4/4, to your creature at instant speed. That's actually really, really cool, and an amazing beginner card. Is common, and it packs a serious punch. Sir Farin the Henchhammer, a 2/2. When it attacks, another target creature attacking gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is Sir Farin's power. So, for example, putting the growth on the Henchhammer, he becomes a 6/6, and now another creature is going to get +6/+6 as well. So, pretty cool combos within the deck and synergies with the Henchhammer as well. We're going to get more to that a little bit later, but let's finish the deck list here. On to our 3-drops, Setessan Petitioner. This is a 2/2, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to your devotion to green. 2 copies of Llanowar Visionary. This is a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, and then we can tap it to add a green mana source. 3 copies of Invigorating Surge at instant speed. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and then double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. 3 copies of Garruk's Uprising, an enchantment. When Garruk's Uprising enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. And then creatures you control have trample, which is, I think, the most important line of text on this card. And whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, we'll get to draw a card there as well. So Draw Engine giving us trample, just an amazing free-to-play card within Core Set 2021. On to our 4-drops, we have 2 copies of Renata Called to the Hunt. Now this is a X3 where the power is equal to the devotion to green, similar to Annex, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, which is quite nice. And you can see again how we're farming those +1/+1 counters. We also have 2 copies of Klothys design. Sorcery speed, creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is your devotion to green. So a nice finish there, since as we have trample on everybody, right? So these spells are accompanied by 24 lands. There's no sideboard. We're playing best of 1 today, which I almost recommend that beginners do exclusively, just because of the hand smoothing, making the play experience a little bit better. So what that means is the Arena algorithm is pulling up 2 example draw hands for yourself, and then it's going to give you the better of the 2 to pick from, and then you can mulligan that away, right? So that's only available within best of 1. It's called hand smoothing if you want to look more into it. And I think it's a great way to improve the play experience for beginners who aren't accustomed to aggressive mulliganing, making sure that their draw hand has the right amount of mana, has the curve of instances and sorceries, those non-land cards as well. So that's a little bit more advanced. So best of 1 keeps it friendly for free-to-play individuals, which is great because I am supporting you guys within the best of 1 format with some of these free-to-play decks containing 0 rares, 0 mythics that still are able to win games within Mythic rank, the top ranked in Magic the Gathering Arena. So that's the deck list. Let's begin to break down some of the strategies and synergies that are going to make this deck so powerful and able to compete at the highest levels. We mentioned a couple times that we're farming +1/+1 counters, and this is really good because of our Wildwood Scourge. When we're putting +1/+1 counters on non-Hydras, it gets a +1/+1 counter, which is great. And now all of these +1/+1 counters normally aren't great because our opponent can just maybe chump block with tokens. And now that's where the Uprising comes in play. All of our creatures get trample. So the main objectives of the deck are just that. We've looked at them all. Play lots of creatures, farm lots of +1/+1 counters on said creatures, put your Uprising in that gives all of your creatures trample, and now it doesn't matter what his defenders are like, you can smash in and you should be able to beat your opponent this way, right? So that's the main premise of the deck. Like if you're trying to form an idea of what to do A to Z, that's it. Now let's kind of break down some of the more in-depth interactions that are going to help us get to that end goal. The ability to give things hexproof is great. This is a +1/+1. It's not a counter. However, the ability to give one of our creatures hexproof at instant speed is, absolutely amazing. It doesn't get better than that. And in today's meta without Teferi, where instant speed is still relevant. You can still use instant speeds now, since Teferi Time Raveler has gone onto the banned list. You know, protecting your opponents or your own creature, from removal is really, really powerful. So we do have a form of protection through hexproof on our creatures through the Ranger's Guile, right? So that's quite nice. We can also remove our opponent's creatures, so it's not only protection from removal that we need or disruption, we also want to have disruption or removal. And now this comes through primarily in ram through. Target creature you control deals damage to equal to its power to a creature you don't control. So that creature of your opponent's isn't damaging your creature, which is really, really nice. Normally in a fight effect that takes place, but when it says equal to its power, it doesn't. So that's really, really nice. Or unless it says each creature, you know what I mean? So make sure to be specific on the wording of the cards so you don't accidentally kill your creature. In the case of ram through, though, you are safe. It's just dealing damage to him equal to your creature's power. And then if you have trample, it's going to deal excess damage to the opponent, which we talked about having trample through Uprising, so that is a possibility. However, most of our removal actually comes through battle tricks, right? We have instant speed Titanic Growth, so we can attack and our opponent's like, well, I can block and get his defender, right? No, you can't. Instant speed +4/+4. Now your defender is dead, or we can defend and kill his attacker, right? So the same sort of instant speed battle interaction where our opponent thinks he can kill us and we surprise him, and now, no, he can't. We get the kill instead. Our creature survives. Can also be done through our Guile as well. It's just not as easy because +1/+1 is a much narrower band than +4/+4. So that's quite cool. You know, drawing is really important to all of these matches, not running out of cards. So we do have Garruk's Uprising, which will draw us cards when 4 or greater enters the battlefield, if 4 or greater is on the battlefield when it enters. We also have our Visionary, and when it enters, we get to draw a card, so that's really nice as well. Admittedly, we are lacking a little bit of card draw, and these cards typically within green are rares, but we're going to get at the end of the video a upgrade guide for you guys, so you can take this beginner free-to-play 0 rare 0 mythic archetype and start to lace in some of those more powerful cards, the rares and the mythics as well. So make sure to watch to the end so you don't miss out on our free-to-play mono green upgrade guide. Anyways, back to the strategies and synergies before we get too distracted. You know, Retina is the best way to put +1/+1 counters on everything, which is really, really nice because then whenever you're playing something, it automatically comes on with that. And then I guess our end game scenario is the design where creatures you control get +X/+X, where it's your devotion to green. It's not uncommon to get, 7-10 devotion here, and then if we have trample and everything gets +10/+10, that's a good game, right? So, the Scourge, the Hammer, the Petitioner, lots of our permanents have dual costs, Retina as well. So stacking your devotion is very easy within this deck, and it's very cool to be able to just smash your opponents with the design. So that's the general deck strategy. I wish I could go more in depth with it, but it's actually a pretty basic deck. The Invigorating Surge is probably one of the best cards, especially if you can get Trample in play and have had a few counters. Normally you don't want to put this on a Hydra. However, if your Hydra has like 4 or 5 counters on it already from other creatures getting counters, don't hesitate to put your Surge on your Hydra, even though it won't get the free counters because it's doubling those counters. And if we have trample and it gives you lethal, then that's your main objective, right? So that's probably the last thing that I should say is normally counters go on non-hydras, so the Scourge gets it by default. However, if you play your Surge and it might have lethal or save you in an interaction where your Scourge would die, play that. It's funny, Scourge and Surge, right? Anywho, with that being said, I'm live on YouTube every day at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard. Come say hello. We're featuring our latest content together. There's a live chat. We give away in-game codes, so you get anything from individual card rewards, gems, sleeves, avatars, all those goodies, anything that you can normally get within the game, which is really, really cool. Cosmetics, I think, as well, potentially. And then we're on Twitch at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard for 3 to 8 hours. And then back again on YouTube at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard, again with more codes to give away for you guys, the community. Anyone who's showing up live with me, partaking, and making this community what it is. So I really appreciate your time and attention, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. And a huge shout out to all of our supporters on Patreon, YouTube, and Twitch. The membership programs are flourishing. We've got some organic content that is strictly for you guys, not being released anywhere else in private chats. A lot of fun stuff going on there. So, you know, not only a huge gratitude from myself, but from the rest of the community who's been enjoying the increased content, and this increased workload would not be possible without you guys. So I really appreciate it, and everybody does as well. So thank you. I'll give you a big woof before we get into today's gameplay footage. Don't forget to watch to the end so you don't miss out on our free-to-play mono green upgrade guide that is, again, rotation proof as well. So thanks for your time. Take care and enjoy. On the play, 2 land, curving to 3 and 4 is ideal. We unlocked the green dog the other day. That's pretty cool. Hopefully he's got some flying. Interesting. Let's keep the 1-drop in hand so we can play that easy, or easier, alongside another spell, right? So always using as much of our mana as we can each turn. Missing our land drop. Let's kill his ooze. And for 3, down to 16. Oh no. Lovestruck Beast is a great green card. I mean, so is Scavenging Ooze. So we're in a mirror match that's, you know, basically an upgraded version of us, so this is going to be extremely challenging. Right, yeah. Another rare upgrade to our deck here. And, you know, we're missing these land drops, and that's disheartening. Questing Beast is amazing. Another rare upgrade to the deck. Brutal. We don't pull a land. You know, there's not much need to continue this. You know, Vivian, he's playing perfectly on us, dropping a rare every single turn. The only thing he's played that's not been a rare is the basic lands.
My aim and their claws,
so
you're done.
That's fun. Good game. We go first, 3 land. That's more land than we pulled all last game. Let's try our best here. Nothing on turn 1. We've got a turn 2. Oh my goodness. My cat's going wild. Potentially turn 3 Petitioner. I don't think that's so important. It gets our devotion going though. Well, okay, never mind. Mono red. Robber with haste. Just loving that, aren't we? We need this Petitioner to survive. Activate our ram through. No, he's got a Bone Crusher. Mythic. Rare. What do you do? That's kind of what we get. We're playing a free-to-play deck in the highest rank of Mythic against top 1000 mono red. It's just like, this is what you'll get. We still just lose. Good game. Right, so much damage to us. And he probably has removal as soon as we cast the growth, right? To cast it on the stack. And we still get hit with lethal no matter who we block. Of course he does. So, you know. That's fun. The game keeps letting us go first at least. Okay. I'm not sure what we're waiting on. Does all this guy do is howl? He pays attention if you keep it. Right? That's alright, I guess. We're ready to go. And the Ricardo might not be at his computer. He is. Let's let it roll. Let's go slow. Just protect it. Or we'll go wide. Just get some early devotion going. Uro. See, yeah, he's not got removal, so we're fine. It's better to get that out there. Ooh, he could have Storm's Wrath, though. Let's push this up. Right, that goes up now. And we can protect one of them. If it's the Wrath, we can only protect the Petitioner. An Elder Gargaroth. There's a Mythic that shuts us down completely. Let's go for it. I believe we can survive here. We should be able to go to 7. He draws. We don't even need to. We'll just survive this way. That's quite nice. No trample, but that's fine. And now we have protection for our creatures and lethal next turn. This is as good as it gets as a free-to-play deck. Honestly. Dropping an Uro, dropping a Gargaroth. And we just put him in an unwinnable position early on, right? It's not great. It's not bad, though. Free-to-play decks are never really that great. The cycling deck, I find, might be the strongest and most reliable. But green's in a pretty good position right now, so we make the most out of it. I mean, most of the green busted cards, admittedly, are rare. But if you're free to play, then you know you might get some rares and you could weave them in there potentially. Maybe you've got some rares that are green already. Nice. Pass our turn. Alright, he's going big. Uh-oh. Bye-bye, Pal Collector. So... we just immediately remove this too? We save the removal for later. Is it instant speed? It is. Perfect. Passing our turn. Again, as a free-to-play deck, we really like to close the games out early because they got these nice drops, right? Ugh. No. I guess. Let's just take that out. We should have double blocked and lost one of them, maybe. Really? That will push it up for Garruk's Uprising, which is pretty cool. It's a nice way to cheat that out, right? Get that draw engine going for us. We're in hit for 7, though. We have removal. Oh. You know, the best mono green card. Questing Beast. It has Vigilance. And it's a 4/4. We're gonna hit for 12. Lethal next turn. Wow. So the mirror matches when you're the non-upgraded version, they're unkind. I mean, we can kill it. But then we're dead. It's not good. Do our best to survive, I guess, right? Like, we have the ability to remove a Questing Beast right away, so at least that's good. Kills our thing, and he goes to 9 with Trample. Nice, good game. More rares, right? So I feel your guys' pain. Don't worry, I know the struggles. And I promise I'm trying my best to get you guys some free-to-play, 0 rares, 0 mythics, some decks that are still fun and still competitive at the higher levels here. And you know it is, but it's just going to be a little bit more work, and we need to be a little bit more patient, right? Lots of devotion here, which is cool. Hopefully it's mono red. Another green matchup. Okay, Grazer might not be. Golgari, Sultai. Where are we going here? Where are you taking me? It is Golgari, isn't it? Serpent for 3. Okay. We really want to get these Wildwood Scourges in. Ooh, removal. That's not going to be kind. First 3 damage is also unkind. Alright, he's gonna kill our hammer. Ooh, Pulcranos. Holy. Mythic, mythic, rare, rare. Like I said, I feel your guys' pain. We basically just have to start gaining life, right? Like, isn't that messed up? So the counters won't go on him. We need to put them on our Handchammer. And it's like this thing can just fight it for 6. This is terrifying. Let's make use of the devotion while it's there, I guess. Another Mythic Henge. Awesome. I mean, at the end of the day, there's only going to be so many viable... man. No blocks, take the damage. Locked on land, which is about the saddest thing that's ever happened to me. It's a fair amount of life gain, but it's not land. Our opponent is ramping. He's got a draw engine. It's just... he's got multiple draw engines, right? Good game. Nice. Another rare. It appears that you just have to smash people with rares and mythics to win games. We get our 4th land. Thou have been blessed. It's still not enough land to really actually even do anything. Indestructible's cool, but doesn't protect from flying. We have no reach. Take the draw, baby. There's lethal. Our opponent goes first. I mean, 2 land makes us pretty sad. We've seen how easy we are locking on land. For some reason, even though we have 24... down to 97%, so, you know, we're on a decline, but that's kind of what we get. You've seen there's not really been any fair matchups. Could be a counterspell here, or just a Brineborn Quench, yeah. Okay, so... I think... no, that's a different spider. Saltai. Let's attack first, try to pull out, you know, a chunk blocker. Throw our Scourger into a counter. Another quench. Cool beans. So we're into wolf territory now. Attacking first. Damage goes through. See what we get, whether it is a wolf or a frilled mystic. I mean, I guess it could just be another quench. Stop it. How do you play 3 quenches in a row? off the start of a game. Like, I know these are uncommons. I should not be complaining. But damn, bro. My fourth quench won't work. I honestly feel like he had it. Here comes the wolf, I'm sure. Cutthroat. Not quite as bad, but still unpleasant. So he's hopefully tapped here. And we can just maybe... Gotcha! Or is it his fourth quench? Nice, fizzles. We're going to go for it. We're going to growth if he counters it or tries to destroy us. Okay, let's just let it happen. Down to 11. I mean, we're doing our best. All he's dropped is rare lands and busted uncommons. I shouldn't have said busted uncommons. That's a trigger word for Frilled Mystic. Okay. Totally fine. Okay, for 7, he's tapped. Probably has more flash blockers. Alright. We're gonna Titanic Growth. And then we'll ram through. We had to go for it. We had to try. It was our best chance. Does he have another creature? Oh, good game. So only dropping one rare. One rare creature, that is. Which is where we get to. And a very close game. And that's a lot better of a play experience, I guess, for an individual. Free-to-play / beginner. It's not a bad curve. Falling down through Mythic. Let's see if we can snag a win. Ooh, Model Red, that's gonna be tough. He would. Alright. Playing defense if he has anything. Up to 3. Should protect it. Oh, I thought I got a counter. Never mind. Just until end of turn. I should know those things. Here comes a giant. So getting rid of some of his early game removal. I could double ram through. A second Bone Crusher Giant. Into a Fervent Champion. Rare, rare, rare. You know how these matches go, you guys. We talked about this. Doing our best, though. Just controlling the field. Robber. Awesome. No blocks. We need the creature. Our best chance is to get the spider back in play. 5, and we need to get rid of 5, I think. 4. So we just need that mana to cast this next turn, I'm pretty sure. Annex sucks. Well. He's not going to Embercleave, so let's go for it. Chainweb back in play. 3 counters on it, which is like pretty nice. And then our Hornbeetle can start to stack up, which is good. Get some damage in. Four land into the giant. Annoying. Interesting. Let's slay Annex. He probably has a replacement, but nonetheless, it's just something we have to deal with. We can go all in. Forcing him to play defensively later would really help us. Really? 8 damage, down to 7. He does have Embercleave available. But then we should have lethal on return, no? Let's block the token. If we do see Embercleave hit. Good game. We just beat Mono Red that dropped 2 Bone Crusher Giants. You know what I mean? Annex and Embercleave, all with 0 rares and 0 mythics. So we may not win every match, but we have most certainly won this one. If we can pull a 3rd land, it's pretty cool since we have our Visionary in hand. No 1-drop. Bummer. Another mono red deck wants revenge on us. He's like, I heard you beat one of us. Let's do our best to avoid Shock or Bone Crusher Giant. Stop it. And we are not pulling land, which sucks. The Dodger. He must have something for 1. And I think it was supposed to use the first strike. Or he just wanted to light up the stage, maybe. I didn't want to allow him to buff and kill us with some first strike that we didn't see coming. He's totally tapped, and he's got the cleave that he wants to play. So even though we should Visionary, I really want to just kill that. And we should also cast this for 2. Let's ramp. Draw a card. Having 2 of these designs for 6, like, it's actually saddening to me. That's not a good drop to have 2 of in our hand. Bone Crusher Giant on our Beetle. He loses his cleave. We have 4 mana available. Hopefully he gets locked on land. Right, that's going to be our saving grace here. No blocks, we have less cards than him. Let's go for it. Hit for 7. He's down to 11, forcing him to have to play defensively here soon. If he doesn't draw lands, I think we've got this. So now he's playing defensively, right? Attaboy. Let's give our guys trample. Yeah. And we beat Mono Red twice in a row. A little lucky that time because he locked on land, but nonetheless, 2 thumbs up for this guy. Here's the finale, you guys. Top ranked Mythic player, almost at top 1,000. He's way into top 1,500. How is this going to go? I fear not well. We're off of a 2-win streak against Mono Red as well. Let's play the Chainweb. Try to pull out his Shock or pull out his Bonecrusher Giant. We've seen that they have it consistently. It's a Steamkin. This could be bad. We're gonna ram through it. Steamkin can really help him ramp. And we need to isolate that. 1 damage. Could have stayed to defend against a Fervent Champion. Ugh, and of course, you know. But we're just trading damage here. He might need a light up stage. That would be bad. Yeah. Oh, Scorch Spitter. And then light up stage. Not that bad. Not a good creature, but it is something. Right? It can defend. Hopefully he's not got shocks or... Yeah, oh, nice. Not good. It escapes with 4 other cards from the grave, so we need 3 other cards in there. He could cleave us right now, which would be terrifying. Yeah. We'd trade with it, I guess. Okay, it's a good thing we didn't block the first strike. I'm sure he's got a Bonecrusher in hand still. But we're getting these blockers for the champion. He can activate his Castle Embereth to take down the 2/2s though, so we need to be aware of that if he's attacking with open mana. Stop it, bro. No way. It's just a Giant's off. We're taking the damage here. Pass. We can get this spider out soon. He's just dealing damage right to us. That's 3 Bonecrusher Giants. I'm surprised that's not a 4th one. Whenever someone plays 3 of the same rare on you in one game, it's just disheartening. But he's not declared that as a blocker. I see. He still gets a lot of damage in. We just need more blockers. Go wide, right? We're gonna draw a card for Garruk. Hopefully it's awesome. Ooh. Ooh. It's a land. No attacks. We do have defenders here, which is really nice. Is this an Embercleave? Let's double block. Okay, kills the big one. Reasonable. And then a spitter. More land, come on. Well, we should do this instant speed. So making him spend his mana every turn. Gets an additional damage in, but keep removing his creatures. Just good. Lands does not help us. 8 lands. That's like, we've pulled way too many land here. If we can keep pulling creatures, maybe there's a chance. Oh my lord. It's got to be power 4 or greater to trigger a draw. A little spider. Look at us go. So if he can do 2 damage, he's lethal. That's 1. Plus, yeah, that is 2, because he can still activate his castle. Putting up a good fight here. You know, we almost got through his hand, and this is the top of the Mythic ladder, you guys. You know, I would never dream to achieve this high of rank with a Mythic deck, or with a non-Mythic deck, I guess we should call it. But regardless, you know, we're holding our own. We're not, you know, losing every game. We're winning games. We're coming close in games. So this is fairly competitive. And now we're in Mythic. Let's take this back into gold, into like bronze and silver and gold and maybe even platinum, right? I think it's going to do pretty well. All right, what did you guys think of free-to-play mono green? 0 rares, 0 mythics, rotation proof. I want to bring up the incredible disadvantage you are at playing with a rotation proof deck. You're using such a small amount of the available card pool that you are A, unlikely to win a single game, and B, now you're using 0 res and 0 mythics. That's got exponentially worse. So the ability to win a single game within Mythic is a huge accomplishment, you guys. You know, we won multiple games here. And now I think within the lower ranks, this deck's a lot more viable. If you're in bronze, you're in silver, you're in gold, you know, maybe even reaching platinum with this. I think it's fine, and I don't think you should have a hard time at all once you learn to play the game. Those ranks really come down to learning the game's mechanics and interactions and running through them efficiently. The cards aren't that imbalanced that you can't compete once you do learn the appropriate play lines. So just keep playing the game if you're struggling down in the lower ranks. You're going to get there. You're going to pick up on some of the nuances within you know, the interactions and things. So hang in there. Enjoy not only this, but my other free-to-play decks, you guys. We've got a full playlist of that. And if you're not into free-to-play rotation proof, you know, we've got the classic stuff for you as well. So literally historic, standard, brawl, limited, the free-to-play shenanigans here, just random, even general Magic the Arena guides. We've got it all for you guys. So check out the page and the playlist that we've got all set up for you there. I'm live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard, and we do go live on Twitch an hour later at 7 at 6 p.m. in the evening. After we're done on Twitch, we do go live on YouTube again. And on YouTube, we do give out in-game codes. Now you could get just single card rewards, sleeves, avatars, pets, gems. So there's lots of different codes that we're giving away on our YouTube premieres. So 6 a.m. Mountain Standard, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard, if you guys are looking to engage that way, maybe pick up some codes. So that's always a lot of fun. I know I promised an upgrade guide, and we're going to get to it. We've got something very special, and you may be let down because you're going to be spending a lot of your commons and stuff on the free-to-play version. However, when you upgrade it, it really strays from what it was. So, I've got a lot of cards here in an upgraded version. Now, you don't need all of these cards. That's the first thing I really want to mention. Keep the deck that you have, and now if you have these cards, start to add them into the deck. Take out cards, keep your deck at 60, obviously. Try to keep your mana balanced and your curve generally the same and not so heavy, pretty light. Our 4 drops should be some of the heavier drops that we play with, right? So we want to be upgrading the guide with these rares as we collect them. There's no need to go and export this upgraded list and use that. Save your rares, play the rotation proof decks, wait for rotation. Zendikar Rising is going to have a lot of great cards, I'm sure, that are even better than what we have access to now. Wink, wink, right? Some pre-ban shenanigans. So let me know what you guys think of these upgrades. We've got Pelt Collector. So this is just an amazing card. It should go in every green deck. It farms the +1/+1 counters, which we wanted, and we're still kind of doing a little bit, right? So that's just great. The Ooze, you know, it's getting +1/+1 counters on it as well, and now we can deal with our enemy's graveyard, which is great, and it even also has life gain, so that's just a go-to. Heroic Intervention replaces Guile, hexproof and indestructible. A little bit more expensive, but the dual protection, in my opinion, is far greater than, you know, just the hexproof. We've got the Lovestruck Beast in here as an example. 5/5 defender. It can attack as a big body. The Harbinger, 4/3 hexproof from black, and it is a draw engine, which should get trample from our Uprising. So, you know, that's an amazing card to throw in there too, the Harbinger. Yorvo, a must include in any mono green deck. Farming +1/+1 counters, getting big and bad right out of the gate. And then we've got Questing Beast, in my opinion, the most broken green card that there is. 4/4 Death Touch, Vigilance, Haste, can't be blocked by 2 or less. Combat damage can't be prevented, and then it can deal damage to a Planeswalker as well. Shifting Ceratops can't be counter, protection from blue. You know, it says it all right there, right? That's going to be really important for you. Voracious Hydra, not only does it farm counters, it can, you know, do so very efficiently through the doubling of said counters, but it can also fight creatures and be a form of removal for us as well, which is nice. And then the Serpent, protection from multicolor, is just amazing. It farms counters really, really well. Also, and reach trample. So there's a lot of rares, and then Castle Garenberg as well. So there's a lot of rares that we could potentially add to the deck. Don't worry about adding them all and running this list that I threw together. Just kind of feed them in as you do unlock them, right? And again, I don't think the upgrade list here is protection or protection from rotation. Pelt Collector can go. I think the rest, oh, and Shifting Ceratops can go. And the Voracious Hydra. So don't worry about those, right? This is our new upgrade guide. I didn't even realize. But regardless, our main list is rotation proof. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for your support, Twitch, Patreon, YouTube. You know, you guys supporting the membership program is making this increased workload possible. Big thank you, again, not only from myself, but the whole community who's been eating up this content as well. We have the 500,000 gem giveaway triggering at 10,000k subs, or the next iteration of it, I should say. So join the Discord to check out, you know, the rules and guidelines to that. Thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, you guys. I think I've said enough. Take care, and I hope you enjoy this mono green rotation proof free-to-play deck for standard best of 1. Take care, and we'll see you later.
Nice.